around and prance and run all over the place half naked there and practice your gay morals over there. That's where you
belong. I've memorized
it. You know, I think she could be recruited by Fox News at this point.
She might be.
Position.
Yeah, not morning though, definitely in the evening. You know, I have to say the voodoo wango tango has taken on a life of its own. I have to say, you're going to
write a song about it?
I may,
because we should tell people that is your profession. You're a singer-songwriter.
I'm a singer and songwriter and a literary writer as well.
People can read all about you at CoreyAndrew.com.
Absolutely, that is my URL, and I encourage people to come check out my music, so we can maybe talk about something a little nicer. But while we're discussing Miss Sergeant Ramode,
yes,
the Voodoo Wango Tango. I got emails last night from strangers all across the United States, and they're like, so we want to know, forget the gay thing, how do you do the limbo voodoo gay mango wango tango? And are you going to go back to Africa when you do it? I mean, it was a little light relief because it was so unbelievable, but it was, you know.
Well, Corey, I mean, we're sitting here laughing, but this is heinous.
It's pretty bad.
And, you know, and this is your United States military. These are your tax dollars at work.
This is a woman in uniform, on the job for the military, writing this stuff to you.
Well, not on the recruiting job at the moment, according to the spokesperson.
I hadn't heard that, though. I'm happy to know that. I
don't know the final disposition.
CNN today. You know, because you know you are at the top of the news everywhere.
On CNN as well, sir?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I had no idea.
Well, but seriously, how did all this make you feel? I mean, you profess your love for your country and all this kind of stuff. So we get to the end of it. How do you feel?
Well, you know, initially, I have to be honest, I was so in disbelief when I was reading it, because I mean, I felt like I was having a similar exchange as the ones I had when I was 10 on the playground. So there was that moment of just the realization of, wait, I'm having this with an adult who is supposed to be the ambassador to my military body of my country. I'm a civilian, so if I had made improper decisions in discussing this with her, then I'm responsible for that. But she, on the other hand, was never supposed to even engage in that conversation, because she could have ended this with one statement.
Exactly.
A very eloquently put statement saying, I'm sorry, but because you've disclosed that information, it is difficult for us to process you as impossible.
Right.
But good luck to you.
Right.
And then I would have had nothing else to say. But when you come back with that sort of bold cap lettering and tell me I'm unqualified, I got angry. And it's important also to say that this incident happened before the General Pace incident. I didn't say anything. So there's some bloggers out there who are saying that I'm an opportunist and I just set her up by baiting her with my resume when she reached out to me.
Now, this was back at the end of February.
This was February 27th.
And it was the General Pace statement that made you decide to publicize this.
Right. I had written a commentary piece about what I had experienced. And I also happened to be in college, you know, finalizing my degree after all these years, and I'm proud about that. And I thought, well, this is a really interesting topic for me to research. So I wrote about it and researched on my own about the Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and showed the paper to friends and colleagues, and they thought it was really great, but I just sat on it. And then a friend of mine emailed me the Chicago Tribune the morning that the General Pace story broke, and he said, that story you wrote has got to go to the public now.
So you're out there.
So that's why I want people to understand it wasn't something that I plotted and tried to get anyone in trouble. It just, the course of events unfolded on their own.
So you go, go ahead.
Well, you went to SLDN, the Service Members Legal Defense Network, and what happened there?
You know, I hadn't gone to them first. I was actually almost like, I don't know, the nursery rhyme, is it Henny Penny with the sky falling? I ran around to anyone who'd listen because my partner, Joe, advised me, you know, you have to give it to, like, don't get tired of it because no one's calling you right back. Call anyone who will listen. I have to say that I was a little disappointed because, and I don't want to badmouth a publication here, but I'll just say there's two very prominent publications that were very, very excited. I mean, I was on the phone with them every moment, and all of a sudden I got an email from one of them, and they're under one umbrella, and it says, well, you know, after consideration, we don't think it merits a story.
Really?
So I said, well,
would this be initials The Advocate?
No, they were actually supportive, but they they kind of didn't give me with the support they should have either, I think, quickly enough. And so it went
I think you're going to get a story in the Gay City News this week, and I'm right.
Well, I hope so. I hope so. Because, you know, the Gay City News actually interviewed me for my album, if I can go back. When I first came out, they were one of my first pieces of press, so I have to say that's great. However, I was disappointed in that statement because it's a very prominent publication. And I felt like perhaps there was some bureaucracy going on with that, because how can this not merit a story when it's right on the heels of the General Pace incident?
Well,
so
you never can tell. But are you getting support now, and is there anywhere you want this to go?
Initially, when I made these emails public, I really wasn't out for blood, and I'm still not out for blood now. What I will accept, though, is the fact that when this sergeant made these comments and put them in paper, or on paper with her name signed, that she made the decision that she may have to face the consequences, which may result in her termination from the military. I support that, because in any other corporate structure in America, had she sent these emails through an office, she'd be gone immediately, and I don't see why she should be any different. And also in relation to, what are we up to, 10,000 or so gay soldiers who've been discharged through the don't ask, don't tell policy for doing nothing but existing and being who they are. And she's actually done something that is immoral. So in my opinion, at this point, I believe that she should be let go from the military.
Yeah. Well, we wish you the best of luck. We're sorry you had to sit at your computer and be talked to like this. It's horrible.
Well, I'm a tree. I can bend, but but it was definitely more shocking. And you know, and I have to just say, my grandmother always told me that, you know, you got to find the good and the bad, and so this is bigger than me. It's my chance to help a big cause. I get to come here and meet the two of you, and I've watched your show before, so that's really wonderful as well. And maybe the story in the Gay City News. I mean,
you know, maybe you and Sergeant Remote will be friends someday.
Oh, please.
I wouldn't trust her to bring me a cup of tea.
No,
I'll tell you that.
No, we're not giving her that. But thank you, Corey. It's a pleasure to meet you. And thank you for what you're doing for the movement, because speaking up like this makes a big, big difference to a lot of people.
It does show you what one person can do. Thank you.
I appreciate that so much. Thank you.
And
we'll be right back with the news.